Welcome to a new video about inverse matrix. We will discuss the cofactor method to determine inverse of a matrix. We will see how we can determine from this matrix using the procedure of the cofactor method the inverse of a matrix. Of course, we will see that step by step in our calculation and also verify these in MATLAB command window. Okay, let's first discuss the definition. The formula here is the formula we use for cofactor method. You'll see here the determinant of this matrix we want to use, or we want to convert its inverse, and the adjoint of that matrix. So we have here two parts we need to discuss in detail. First, we will discuss in general the 3x3 matrix that is given here with these elements A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So we have here 9 elements. Now we start with the definition of the adjoint of this matrix that is given by this expression. We see here 9 elements in this matrix, and it is also with a transpose operation. So what is this C11, C12, etc.? That will be clarified shortly in detail. And this part only without this transpose operation is called the cofactor matrix C. So that means this adjoint of A is then C to the power T, where C is the cofactor matrix, and this T stands for the transpose of matrix. Again, that will be clarified shortly. Now, if this matrix C is given, like so, with these 9 elements, we need to determine shortly then the transpose of that matrix. So if I operate here a transpose, then you will have the following. So your new matrix C of the transpose of that one, these rows will then convert into columns, like so. And this row, the second row, will be the second column, and the third row will be the third column. That is what we need to do also here in total. But how about this C11, all these coefficients? Let's see also that. So the cofactor matrix is given in full detail as shown here. What does it mean? Now we see here the 4 letters for each part, and we also see that it is with a different sign. So the sign is changing from plus to minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. This is the order also for determining the determinant of a matrix. So how does it work? Let's see this first left top part. We have here E, F, H, I that can be determined from this matrix in general. What we do is the following: you look at the left top part, which is this location, you cross over this row and this column, and then you have left E, F, H, I. That's shown here. And this is also the notation. There's two vertical lines. This is the notation of the determinant. So in here you can say, if I look at this, for example, that means determinant of a matrix of A, B, D, E in this case. Let's do also the second one. How do I determine this second part? That's from this location. You cross over again the row and the column here. So the first row and second column. So you go actually here, this is C11, this is C12, this is C13, C21, C22, C23, C31, C32, and C33. So we cross over this one, that one, we have only D, F, G, I. That's shown here. Of course, we need to put the minus sign because we change the sign here if we make this step. So again, a plus here and a minus, etc. So also for this one, you can see that if I go to the right top one, I cross over this row and this column, so I D, E, G, H. So this is all what we need to do. We of course need to calculate here 9 2x2 determinants, and we also need to determine the determinant of the original matrix. And then we need to put all the values here in this cofactor matrix, and then transpose that. We create the adjoint of that matrix A. Okay, now let's then again define the C11, C12, C13 in detail here, so they are now worked out. So we need to again determine these elements here. Let's see that in action. Again, the same matrix as we have done it for the Gauss-Jordan elimination method for computing the inverse, and using this formula. Now we first calculate the determinant of A. Now There are many methods to calculate a determinant, and there is a way to also do it in a shorter way. You choose a row or a column where there is a zero or many zeros. In this case, there is a row here, which is a third row, which has a zero, or the second column. I go for the third row, and there is also here an order, very important, because you start here, which is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So you actually need to change sign, depends on where you are. So in this case, if I start here and I will use this row, that means 1 times this part of the matrix, which I calculate the determinant, which is then 2, 3, 5, 3. That's shown here. It is a plus, and then minus 0, so that is the advantage, because 0 times something, it doesn't matter, so it goes. But I will show that clearly what it is, because it is now 0 here. I cross over this one and that one, because that is the column and the row, and there's 1, 2, 3, 3. But that it doesn't matter which value this is, it's still 0 times this, it will be 0. And then the final one, which is a plus, so 8, and then I will cross over this one, cross over that one, it will be then 1, 2, 2, 5. That's shown here. Now I need to calculate that using the formulas for determinant. So this is then 2 times 3, 6, minus 3 times 5, it will be 15. So 6 minus 15 times 1, minus 0, and then plus 8 times 5, 1 times 5, minus 2 times 2, so minus 4. Now this is then minus 9, and this is 8 times 1, so 8, so minus 9 plus 8 will be minus 1. That is indeed not 0. So I can say, thus the A is invertible. I can say this is not 0. This is the first check you need to make, because if this is 0, you can say that this is then undefined, so you can just say there is no inverse of this matrix. Now next step is the calculation of the components of our cofactor matrix C. Now we have here 9 elements, so we have C11, C12, etc. C11, how do we calculate that? As we have discussed this in the previous discussion of the definition, you look at the left top, that is the C11 location. You cross over this row, you cross over this column, and you look at 5308. That is this one. Now we need to use a definition of the determinant for a 2 by 2 matrix, which is then 5 times 8 minus 3 times 0, which is 40, minus 0 is 40. Now C12, which is here, is there, but it should be also with a minus sign in front of it, and we cross over now here this row and this column, because that's where this element is, the location of this C12, and now we see here 2, 3, 1, 8. Here, you see that here, 2, 3, 1, 8. Now we need to again use a formula for the determinant, 2 times 8 minus 3 times 1. That's shown here in the parentheses, because we have a minus sign here, so you get here 13. With a minus sign, you get a minus 13. Now, C13, which is this location, you cross over this column, this row, 2510 is left. So 2 times 0 minus 5 times 1, which is then 0 minus 5 will be minus 5. In a similar case, you do that for the C21, C22, etc. So again, plus, minus, that order needs to be used. And we have now our 9 elements here. Let's see that here, 40, minus 30, minus 5, that's shown here, minus 16, 5, and 2, that's shown here, minus 9, 3, and 1, that's all shown here. Now we have our cofactor matrix. Now the next step is create this adjoint matrix that is then given by adjoint of that A is this matrix, cofactor matrix, with a transpose of that one. So you need to transpose this matrix. So how to do that? Now you make this row, you make a column. Here we go. So you get here 40 minus 13 minus 5. You put it now here vertically. Now this horizontal minus 16, 5, 2. You put it like so. In the second column. Now the third row will be a third column. Minus 9, 3, 1. That's shown here. So then we have that A inverse is 1 over minus 1, because that was our inverse. The determinant of this A. And then here the adjoint of that A, which is here. And then we can now use this minus 1 also inside. Sometimes it is not a nice number like 1 over 7, then you can better keep it outside, but in this case we can put it inside. So you get here minus 40, 16, so everything is now in the reverse sign, and you get here your inverse matrix. Okay, let's now verify our result using the MATLAB command window. This is in the MATLAB command window. You see here the definition of our matrix. You see here 1, 2, 3, semicolon. That is our first row of our matrix, as shown here. Then the second row, so 2, 5, 3, as shown here, and 1, 0, 8, as shown here. So we have here now our matrix. This is now also the result. We calculate the inverse of that matrix using this inf operator, and then the result will be like so. So if I now bring this matrix here, close to that, you see here indeed that this is minus 40, 16, and 9. That's the first row. 13, minus 5, minus 3. Second row, 5, minus 2, minus 1. That's indeed all correct. Alright, that was our example considering the cofactor method for computing the inverse matrix. We have discussed the steps. We also given a short introduction about the definition, how we can calculate the inverse matrix using this method. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. See you next time in another video.